Are you burned out on advice that doesn't work for you? That's exactly what we're talking about today on Mindful Manifesting, and you're listening to Ariana Rollins. Thanks so much for being here. Today I was thinking about how open I have been, naive, gullible, since I started my business back in 2005. And before we dive in, let me share this. If you'd like to join, it's a free workshop, the Ladder Workshop, and it's something that is really cool that I've discovered, especially for ambitious, driven people wanting to grow their business, wanting to accomplish big goals, that there are reasons why you haven't done it yet, and it's not what you'd expect. So I'm going to walk you through basically the ladder method and how to start moving the needle for your big goals. Okay, now back to my rant. Okay, so initially I did not have any advice, no business coaches, no counselors, and then I hired my first one. And I worked with them for a while. I was pleased. I was getting results, really respected them. And then I don't remember how I met her. I will not share the name because there's nothing wrong with her coaching, but I paid a lot of money for one-on-one coaching with this person. And then she had two other coaches that worked with her. And when they went off to do their own thing, I bought their programs. So looking back, what I was looking for, maybe you can relate. I was looking for someone who could articulate what I do, because it was really hard for me to do it. I was just kind of natural at being really intuitive, and I could see the person's issue in front of me and articulate it in a way that they were not even able to articulate. And that's the thing, is when you see and can name the problem, you've got a chance of solving it. But I couldn't really articulate this. I also had the ability to get them reconnected to a part of them that had the optimism and the energy and the capacity to make big changes and follow through. Don't know how I did it, but I just had these natural intuitive abilities. So I kept hiring these people to help me. I hired copywriters, paid a lot of money. Even I went to a Tony Robbins leadership event when I lived in San Diego. It's amazing, small event, great to see him. I'd never seen him live before. And that was wonderful because I thought maybe I just need to step into my leadership and see myself as a leader of a mission, a movement. I tell you, I was trying everything, my friends, trying everything. And one day, a very good friend of mine, now this is something that I don't think I've ever admitted out loud to anyone. Ready? But I'm putting it out in the airways. I'm making it public. I asked him, could you help me? I'm really struggling in my business. And he said, yeah. So he was, if you've ever studied human design at all, he was a projector. Projectors are natural guides, natural leaders. They can see underneath the surface what's going on and ask really good questions. So I was very grateful for his willingness to look at my business. Well, I didn't realize what his counsel was going to be. Are you ready? He said, fire everyone that you have hired to work with you. Fire them. You are following and messing up your natural abilities by using the cultural, societal language. And you're changing basically everything that makes you unique and special for common everyday language. He didn't say it quite like that, but I remember I really wanted to succeed. So I followed his instructions. I fired everybody. And I tell you, I was really hooked on someone listening to me and hooked on the hope that they could help me, the hope that they could articulate what I do in a way that other people would say, yes, I want that. But when I fired them, I did it gently. I went on a no coach phase in my business. I think it was It was 3 years, 3 or 4 years. I didn't hire anybody, even let my VA go. And I was doing everything myself. So you might want to know what happened. Well, it was really interesting because I was thinking that they knew best. I gave my power away. I believed that if I followed their step-by-step method, how to do social media, or step-by-step method, how to write a sales page for your group program, step-by-step method, how to sell, how to convince people to work with you. I believed I'd be successful. And when I let go, it was actually a detox. At first, I felt directionless. And then I started to feel this energy welling up in me of, I didn't know what it was, but I think it was me. I think that it was that part of me that I had suppressed, pushed to the background because I followed the experts. I gave my power away to so many people because that was one area of my life that I didn't have confidence in. I didn't have experience in. And how do you get confidence? You get experience. But I wasn't getting experience that would further my work. I was borrowing other people's experience and confidence. And it made a balls up mess of my message. Mess. So now when I went on that coaching fast, no one telling me what to do, which was wise because I have the human design profile of a 6-2 manifester. Supposedly, they're not supposed to be told what to do. They're supposed to be listening within, bringing forward creative urges that are not coming from the outside, like do this, do that. And it was, I will say, a little scary. It felt directionless. But the more I sat with it, the more that I unplugged, unsubscribed from these, bro marketing emails, and the more that I meditated and I started to listen to myself, that I could start to express what was bubbling up inside of me. The one thing I did still continue to do was the things I love doing, which was the precursor of these, the podcast, Mindful Manifesting Podcast, is I did monthly group calls. I used to call them Taking the Brakes Off. And it was really fascinating. Why I didn't pay attention to it earlier, that this was possible for me? Well, I guess we've got our lessons, don't we? Is I would, a couple days before, it was the first Tuesday of the month, always remember at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, I would send an email out. This is the topic. These are the key points we're going to discuss. Write the email. I'd send it. You guys, I had no idea what I was going to talk about. I just had the thought and kind of a little structure, 4 bullet points. That's it. The next morning, and I kid you not, it was like a little, what's that? Like in Las Vegas, where the slot machine. I would articulate what I wanted, sent it out there, and in the morning, I would get exactly what Taking the Brakes Off talk was going to be. And I wrote by hand. Pencil, paper, wrote, and then I transcribed the talk into notes that I would, a Word doc. I never put 2 and 2 together before. That I had an idea, and then the message would come. I was like, whoa, is that how it's supposed to work as for a manifester? I think so. So it was the biggest gift that my friend could give me was to give me that firm instruction, because I started to come back to myself. I even went on a hiatus in my business. For about 3 to 6 months, I sent an email to my list, say, I'm pausing, I'm regrouping. And then when I came back, it was so good. I was clean, I was clear. I had the confidence to speak about my work. I still wasn't very good at selling, I will tell you that. But informing people of what was important and how to accomplish their big goals and what was in the way, I was really good at that. And that's what I started to follow. That's what I started to trust. And then my business started to grow in ways that had never before grown. So why I started this episode about giving our power away to coaches and teachers and well-meaning advisors is it's easy to do. Think about it. When you were a baby and growing toddler, who did you give your power away? Who did you have to listen to? Have to listen to. Not choice, have to. You had to listen to your parents, babysitters. Then you're 5 years old. You're going to school. Who did you have to listen to? Not an option. Have to. Your teachers. You were trained and conditioned to defer to external authorities from the time that you were a toddler or a baby. Maybe not babies, because parents are lovingly responsive to us, aren't they? They just love babies. But as soon as you can start walking around, whoop, and as soon as you can start talking, whoop, that's when they don't want you to be your little individual self. I mean, that's a challenge, right? You need your child to conform. So we were trained, we were conditioned. And I would say with enough conditioning, well, let's say 18 years, when you're finished with school, 18 years. Just let that land for a moment. 18 years of being told what to do, when to do it, whether you liked it or not. 18 years. Do you think that's easy to shift? No, not likely. Not likely. Now, and let's add this layer, which I think this is an interesting layer. Men, as a general rule, gender, yes, I'm going to genderize this, are allowed to have their own mind. We tend to encourage that boldness, that expressiveness in men, but women, not so much. To get a mate, you should be soft. You should be receptive. That's the female way. So we've got that double conditioning if you are a woman and you're growing your own business. It's easy to be passive, isn't it? So we've got that conditioning. And then we want to start our business. And then we get on some email lists. This is how to do social media. This is how to write sales copy. This is how to sell your first group program. This is how to get your first clients. And we're hungry. We're like baby birds. Feed me. Let's do it. You're successful. Quote unquote. We don't know if these people are truly successful who we're following, but we eat it up. We're hungry baby birds. So I'm not going to give you any advice here and telling you what to do, but I will invite you to start to recognize who do you listen to first and foremost before you listen to yourself. Could be in your business, could be in your marriage, could be your children, could be your best friend. I don't know. But I'd like you to start to tune into who has become your external expert, your external authority. Who knows better than you? And then start to be aware. How does it happen? Is it when you're talking to them after you've had a rough day or a disappointment or a discouragement and you're talking it out and you feel better and then suddenly you notice they're giving you advice, giving you counsel? And it's like, oh, I feel better now. That must be the good advice to take. Nothing wrong with taking advice or counsel. Nothing wrong with enrolling in programs where someone has a skill set that you can learn from. Nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing that's make or break for you to be successful in this and for you to follow what's trying to guide you in your business is to check inside. I use the term true self. You can use higher self. You can use intuition. You can use God, spirit. However that term works for you, use it. But ask, is this advice good for me? If I implement this advice, will I be successful? Don't do what I did, that knee-jerk, just great idea, I'm working on it. Because when you get disconnected from your voice, it sadly is not an instant thing to come back. Because that part of us, that subtle, soft, gentle voice, it doesn't push. It respects our free will. And if we don't listen to it over time, it will start to go quiet and just kind of sit in the back seat until you have a moment of awakening. I don't even like that term. Scratch that. Take that term out. A moment of pain. And you're really looking for answers. And you stop listening to the outside world. That's when, my friends, that soft, subtle voice can start to move to the front seat. You're still driving, always. But it can drive in the passenger seat and not the coaches, not those well-meaning advisors. So you might be wondering why I'm saying this message right now, because aren't I a coach? Well, not really. I'm more a mentor. I'm someone who doesn't tell you what to do. I'm someone who gets you into a receptive state so you can start to hear that inner voice again. And boy, is it awesome when I work one-on-one with people, is that they feel this energy flooding them and they've got this certainty and this clarity for the first time in a long time. And here's what's always amazing to me is they take action immediately. They don't procrastinate. They do it. You got to wonder why, because they really want the outcomes. But there's a part of them that put the brakes on and said, no, that path is not going to work. There's no magic bullet for social media marketing. You know, I've been following someone for a few years now. She's brilliant. I mean, she really knows how to hold the stage. She's so loving, so present. Well, she markets a social media platform guidance. She markets this. But here's the thing. She started 12 years ago on Facebook. 12 years ago. Do you think there's been a few changes since then? She has this massive Facebook group. Massive. Over 40,000 people in it. It's good, right? She's got a place where she can run ideas past. She's got a place where she can market to. She's got a place where people can come and network. And thank goodness she's got that. It's a wonderful group. She doesn't recommend starting Facebook groups now, but that's how she was successful. So how can she transfer her successfulness to her students, to her clients? She grew her following at a time when it was still possible. Now it's a different kettle of fish. So that's what I want to wake you up to. Oh, I guess there is awakening in here, isn't there? What I want to wake you up to is that the people who have been successful, and we are trained to defer to experts because they've been successful. We lean in, but here's the thing, that's not your path. And, my friends, it may not even be viable now. It was 12 years ago when they had that massive success. I could name a whole pile of people who market themselves based on that. I'm not saying it's not right, but what I am saying, is it right for you? Will you be successful following their methods? What I love to do is get you tapped in, tuned in to listening for yourself, for your business. And then you'll follow through. Then you'll notice, that feels good to do that. I'm getting my energy back. I'm getting my enthusiasm back. I'm getting my belief back that I can achieve my big, ambitious goals. And isn't that everything? Isn't that everything? All right, we'll start to wrap up now. Remember, if you'd like to join me for my first live workshop, in a while, January 1st was the last one. I don't think I ran any others last year. So this is special. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm going to guide you to your own inner awareness. And it is a workshop. You're going to walk away with some actionable items that are aligned for you, not following my steps. I couldn't even tell you how I got to where I am. Some things, I think, but not everything. But I'll get you connected to that part so you can start to make meaningful action on your big ambitious goals. Because starting over again, I did. I told you I started over several times. Wiped my email list of 1,000 people. Would I do it again the way I did it? No, I would not. But I was drastic. I needed to kind of get that cleansed, but I don't want you to do that. No need to restart. Let's just articulate how you're going to get, not even how, let me talk about that. The process of the rungs on the ladder. Let's get you articulating those, defining those, and trusting yourself again above all others. All right. I enjoyed this episode. Hope you did too. And I'm going back to not using a script. The last 2 episodes, you might have noticed, it's just me. It's me not working from a script because I think that's what I do best. So much love. And remember, as you confirm yourself, kicking those expert authorities out of the front driving seat, when you confirm yourself, you chart your own path to success. So much love. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.